I just saw Boy Kills World in a completely empty theater, which isn't surprising considering the film's opening of only about 2.5 million worldwide, but that's kind of unfortunate because this is actually a pretty fun film. Is it over the top, gory, violent, that's steeped in popcorn good times? Yes. Is it a heavily flawed film that holds itself back from being truly unique and a special film within the genre? Also yes. Boy Kills World stars Bill Skarsgard, who plays a deaf mute on the hunt for revenge. The evil aristocratic government that rules this nightmarish dystopian world killed his family, but he somehow survives and is rescued by a shaman who trains him for revenge. The setup is simple, but the world they're presenting is a very interesting one. It's basically a powerful family that led a revolution and now uses propaganda and fear to control its population. It's cynical and nihilistic with its approach to this dystopian that helped the world build organically despite not spending very much time actually exploring the world. Most of the film is actually kind of small considering, with most scenes taking place in somewhat empty environments. There's a real sense of video game inspiration here that ties back to the main character that I thought worked really well, using side characters as a roadmap for the narrative. It kind of leans into this to poke fun at itself, but it also is here to kind of help build up the energy for the film to help even out the pacing. Bill Skarsgard gives an excellent physical performance with Bob Burgers as his headpiece narration. I love how Skarsgard's character kind of forms this voice in his head because of the childhood video game that him and his dead sister that he hallucinates throughout the film used to play. Also sticking within this video game-esque theme with the music where early tracks also have an almost 8-bit feel to them. But where the film presents some really good and innovative ideas, it never fully commits to them. The film presents the idea that Skarsgard's character can read lips, so it plays with that when there's a character that he says he can't read the lips of. That character, just every line they say is just complete gibberish, which is hilarious, but there's no consistency with this. June 27, who is the right hand of the evil family, wears a helmet, but you can hear her talk through the helmet with Skarsgard present. If the film would have just leaned into the sound design where the only things you really hear is what Skarsgard is interpreting, it would have been outstanding, especially considering there's moments in the film where they use different sound effects because Skarsgard's voice narration will say he doesn't remember what this sounds like, but it never fully commits to that idea or even in that scene because it just bleeds back into regular audio. This translates back to even the score where yes, the music is actually really good throughout the film, but it kind of loses that video game inspiration after the first part where it kind of feels it becomes a little bit more generic. Still good, but a little bit more generic. Even with the violence of the film doesn't fully commit to that either. Turning the camera out of the way so some of the impact is off camera, or just using a ton of CGI blood, or there's no splatter on the ground, and the wound makeup becomes very inconsistent with the CGI close-ups. Some of the CGI gunshots look incredibly bad. There's this one scene with a shotgun blast that I swear the CGI blood splatter cut before the frame cut, so it just completely disappeared. I could be wrong, but I swear I saw that during the scene of the snowland. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, there's like this snow area. I swear there's a shot where he pulls the trigger and the blood effect disappears before the screen actually cuts to the next angle. But because of these inconsistencies with the CGI blood and makeup, it cheapens the impact of the actual action despite there being some honestly amazing hand-to-hand choreography here. That's not to say that this film isn't a romp. It's a ton of fun and honestly I would highly recommend it to any action fans out there. But I do wish the film would have fully committed to some of the ideas presented here. That would have made the film truly special and great instead of something that's just better than average fanfare. I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. If you want to support what I do, you can consider subscribing or becoming a member or Patreon. What was your thoughts on Boy Kills World? I bet you haven't seen it because that's what the box office is saying.